Yo, what's up, YouTube fam? What's happening? What's good? This is Ron Tucker. Hey, your boy got a nice deal going on. I got breaking news for you. I've got my own CBD product line and I want to share it with you. First product that I want to share is my sleep tincture. For those who are challenged at night trying to get a good night's sleep, or if you're not an oil person and you like gummies, we got them for you, okay? Next on the lineup, pain relief cream. There's a lot of people dealing with pain every day, and we got 3,000 milligrams of something kind of potent for you, so you need to check it out. Next on the agenda, CBD oil. Everybody loves CBD oil, and we got the best, the finest, okay? Just in case your body feel like it's out of balance, you need some of that good CBD oil in your system, all right? Sleep gummies, regular gummies. Here's the regular, guaranteed. Well, I can't guarantee things, but it's designed to help you relax, calm down after a hard day's work or whatever, or if you're dealing with your lady or your significant other, whoever that is. Anyway, we can't leave the pets out now. We got pet tincture, pretty strong, but hey, the pet will love it, and you'll love it too if you need to calm that pet down a little bit. Anyway, our products are available on my website, earthspowercbd.com. And for all of you followers and subscribers, you get a 15% discount when you purchase off my website. So get to it, get on it. Products are going quick, and I want you to take advantage of it, okay? So this is Ron Tucker once again, and I am out. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my show. My name is Ron Tucker. I am the host of At Ron's Talking here on YouTube. Really appreciate anybody who's decided to take a look at my channel, and hopefully you found something that really resonated with you, made sense, maybe made you laugh. I don't know. I try to, bring it from different angles on these topics we're facing today, all the things that are happening right now. Of course, y'all know what's going on. Every day is a new day of chaos and just madness. Before I go any further, though, I want to introduce my companion up here. His name is Donald the Clown, and he's part of the house now. No, man, I ain't gonna tell everybody I found you in the parking lot at the Goodwill. I ain't gonna share that with everybody again. Most of them know it if they've seen the show. What do you mean? I just said it. Yeah, man, look here. Don't worry about it, bro. Ain't nobody gonna really, put you down over that. You were at the Goodwill. You could have got a decent pair of shoes, but anyway, he's a Republican friend of mine, and he keeps me going and tries to keep me on track and on task. So gave him a place he could stay for a minute, but he said he don't get his disability check to the end of next month. So every month it's the same old thing, always sandbagging on the payments. Like I said, he a Republican. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit today about this Project 2025 thing. And, a lot's happened already in the first week of Trump's reign of terror. So it's only been 5 days, but it seems like it's been 5 years already. I mean, he wears on you like that. And so it's just like he just picked up where he left off 4 years ago. But, he seems like he's been in a big hurry, signing all kind of shit in a flurry, and with good reason. Because he already has an executive order in place on damn near everything. And the reason for that is because the Republicans had 4 years to come up with this thing that they started really a long time ago, but they finally completed it just in time to put it in old dumb Donald's hands so he can work the plan, because he's the man. And nobody, and I mean nobody, can probably pull this off and run it better than good old Donald J. Trump. Okay? Because remember, before the election, the liar in chief maintained his innocence and said he didn't know shit about the project. Just like he didn't remember anything about poking Stormy, nor did he remember anything about kicking it with Karen McDougal for about a year. Or you don't remember anything about grabbing Miss Carol's pussy in New York. But, he got those charges on him, being a convicted felon. So, his memory ain't the only thing that's short on him. But anyway, I digress. A lot of people, I think, don't have really any interest or any clue or an inkling about how potentially devastating this Project 2025 thing is. And they've been talking about it. But Republicans, of course, they always know that the majority of Americans, they don't have the mental bandwidth to even think about looking into anything or researching something that could really be detrimental to their lives. They like shrug it off, like, whatever, so what? We're going to be all right. Ain't nothing going to happen. It's already happening, folks. 5 days in, and Trump's spinning around like a top out of control. But it's going to blow up in their faces, just like it's doing right now to a degree. It's just coming slow and in drips because he's trying to pull off things that, ultimately it's not going to work. The conservatives are just trying to push their agenda on America, as they've always tried to. But this thing here, they put it together, and they took the time. They had a lot of time to finish this thing up. So, just to give you folks a little bit of idea and a summation of what the Project 2025 is all about, 'cause I understand it's about 900 pages. I'm going to try to give y'all just a little bit of the gist of it so you can digest it and understand where it's going, what it's trying to do, the gravity of it. And you can see right now, if you've seen it for 5 days, Trump's all up in this. So Project 2025 was established in April 21, 2022, which was 2 years ago. The location where it started was Washington, D.C., of course. Services it offers is recruiting and training loyalists. The director up until August 2024 was a guy named Paul Dance. The president of this project is a guy named Kevin Roberts. And they have a publication, it's called Mandate for Leadership, The Conservative Promise 2023. The parent organization is the Heritage Foundation. I'm sure a lot of people have heard of that organization. They've got a budget of about $22 million. Got a website too, for all you people who want to join. It's probably right next to the KKK's website. It's called project2025.org. Have fun with it. So, the Project 2025, also known as the 2025 Presidential Transition Project, is a political initiative published in April 2023 by the American conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation. The project aims to promote conservative and right-wing policies to reshape the federal government of the United States and consolidate executive power, originally under the premise that Donald Trump would win the 2024 presidential election. Now, I wonder what would have happened if Trump hadn't won it. Would they have put it on hold or just waited till another Republican came along and happened to figure out how to win the election? Because my personal opinion, like I've said in a couple of previous videos, I believe Trump, Elon Musk, and a cabal of people that Musk put together, they compromised those voting machines, folks. But that's just my opinion. Okay? Put it on me if you don't like what I said. Anyway, Project 2025 is the 9th iteration of the Mandate for Leadership series, published since 1981. So that's how far back these people have been scheming and planning, trying to get this thing off the ground. 1981. So it just didn't happen in the last 8 years. The project asserts a controversial interpretation of the unitary executive theory, according to which the entire executive branch is under the complete control of the U.S. president. And don't that sound like something Trump would love to be involved in? Okay. It gets better, or worse, depending on how you look at it. It proposes, now check this, everything you've seen so far this week, if you've been paying attention to the news and everything Trump's been doing, all those flurry of executive orders, here it goes. It proposes reclassifying tens of thousands of federal civil service workers as political appointees in order to replace them with people that are loyal to the president. Okay? Proponents of the project argue it would dismantle what they view as a vast, unaccountable, and mostly liberal government bureaucracy. The project also seeks to infuse the government and society with conservative Christian values. Critics have characterized Project 2025 as an authoritarian Christian nationalist plan to steer the U.S. towards autocracy. Sound like Trump again and his people. Legal experts have said it would undermine the rule of law, separation of powers, separation of church and state, and civil liberties. Trump. Project 2025 envisions sweeping changes to economic and social policies in the federal government and its agencies. Now, here's where it starts really getting into the nitty-gritty. The plan proposes taking partisan control of, now listen up, folks. Y'all been hearing it already this week. Taking control of the Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Department of Commerce, Federal Communications Commission, and Federal Trade Commission, dismantling the Department of Homeland Security and abolishing the Department of Education, whose programs will be transferred or terminated. It calls for making the National Institutes of Health less independent, stopping it from funding research with embryonic stem cells, and reducing environmental and climate change regulation to favor fossil fuels. The blueprint seeks to institute tax cuts, but its writers disagree on protectionism. The project seeks to cut Medicare and Medicaid and urges the government to explicitly reject abortion as health care. It seeks to eliminate coverage of emergency contraception and use the Comstock Act to prosecute those who send and receive contraceptives and abortion pills. It proposes criminalizing pornography. Y'all can forget that one. That deal is dead. That's a non-starter. Believe me. And imprisoning those who produce it. Ain't happening, folks. But anyway, all right, move on. So, removing legal protections against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, and terminating, now where did this come from? Terminating diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI programs, while having the DOJ prosecute anti-white racism. You know, all those people who are out there that are anti-white, like me and all those other black people who, saw white people swinging and hanging from trees back in the days, and we those people, us minorities who run up on white people all the time and ask them, what you doing here? Where y'all going? Let me see some ID. I don't believe you live here. You need to prove it to me. We those kind of people. Y'all know that, right? You know, we the kind of people that just got to run you down and put a gun up your head and harass you and all this stuff. You know, that's us, according to the Project 2025 plan. Okay. The project recommends the arrest, detention, and mass deportation of illegal immigrants. Sound familiar? It's happening right now. Any illegal immigrants living in the U.S., they're proposing deploying the military for domestic law enforcement. It promotes capital punishment and the speedy finality of those sentences. It hopes to undo almost everything implemented by the Biden administration. Now, although Project 2025 cannot legally promote presidential candidates without endangering his 501c3 tax-exempt status, many contributors are associated with Trump and his 2024 presidential campaign. The Heritage Foundation employs many people closely aligned with Trump. Remember, Trump don't know nothing about none of this. He don't know shit. Okay? Some Trump campaign officials have had regular contact with Project 2025, and Trump's name has been mentioned at least 300 some times in the project. But again, Trump wouldn't lie to us, so we know he didn't have nothing to do with it. If he said he didn't, he didn't. So there we go. I just want to start off the show letting people know how dangerous this Heritage Foundation has always been, how catastrophic the results will be from the implementation of this project as it meanders along through our cycle of government and throughout our whole fabric of our society. It's affecting people right now as we speak, and it's going to affect more people as time goes on. This ain't no joke, folks. Everybody was just kind of like poo-pooing it a year ago, poo-pooing it 6 months before the election, and right before the election, they thought Kamala was going to win, so we wouldn't have to deal with this shit. But white males predominantly made sure that they got their man back in office if they can. But again, I hope that if the midterm bears out a flip of the script and Democrats control both chambers of the houses, could be very, very interesting. Maybe we can have some hearings, like the Republicans have the penchant for holding all the time instead of passing laws that are going to help the constituents around the United States. But anyway, just want to touch base on that a little bit and let people know the severity of it, because it is really, really, it's bad, folks. I mean, this thing is bad the way it's constructed. So we just got to keep on doing what we got to do to fight against all this. And Trump's catching hell right now. He's getting beat up in the courts right now already, and I think it's going to be a lot of that moving forward, because this thing is nasty. It's ugly. Anyway, switching gears. What? Man, they ain't looking for your ass. They ain't going to deport you nowhere. Where you going to go? Now, I'm the last one to, I kept you from getting deported, I guess. So you safe right now. Just keep on hanging around up there. You'll be all right. I'll protect you with my life. All right. Now, it's kind of funny and the epitome of hypocrisy to me that so many right-wingers this week, like old piece of shit Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank and the Fox and Fools, they were all up in arms because they felt so strong in all of their white glory that Michelle Obama should have performed just like Snoop, Nelly, and Rick Ross, and showed up during the festivities, called the inauguration and all those things, and bend over for the orange idiot and show up in honor of the felon in chief and kiss his ring, because they claim it's a 150-year protocol that she's violating. But while they were all clutching their pearls and hyperventilating over the snub, as they considered it, not one mainstream journalist or host had the courage to remind all of these clowns out there that believe Miss Obama should have called an Uber to get over there to grin in His Highness's face, so that the liar in chief or his main piece, Melania, sorry about that, they found it difficult in 2021 to show up when Joe and Jill were having their celebration in their inauguration. See, they couldn't show. But you ain't heard none of these people, especially Republicans. Everybody got memory lapses now. Everybody got amnesia. See, Trump can tell everybody to go to hell. But if you turn on him and don't do the things they want you to acquiesce to, oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. The apocalypse is upon us. You know, Armageddon. It's the end of the world. And we're going to prosecute any of you because y'all made the Fuhrer upset. But that's how they act. And I believe that's going to be the last invite that Michelle gets from Trump and his significant other, Miss B Best. But I hope Miss Obama can deal with the gravity of her huge mistake. But I wonder if old Malaria got any more Michelle's speeches that she can use this time around in the second iteration of their catastrophic reign as the modern day Kennedys. Trump and Vance, when they were sitting there in the congregation on that Sunday service, and all hell broke loose because y'all know what happened with the bishop. Those people were stunned. Trump, Vance, Trump's family, Vance's family, they were all just like mortified because this lady asked this scumbag of a president. She asked, well, really what she was asking, she was really talking to the Imperial Grand Wizard, President Trump, to be merciful to people and to be kind to people who are less fortunate than his crooked rich ass. And it caused him, though, to blow a gasket. He lost his damn mind, and he couldn't wait to get on Truth Social so he can air all his grievances. And old JD, as I call him, just dumb, Mr. Vance, while the bishop was talking to the congregation, I noticed he was nudging his wife, trying to get her to cackle with him and Melania, and because they were both giggling while they wasn't nodding off. And Vance's wife, she was kind of acting like, shut the hell up for a minute, because she looked like she was getting into it and she was understanding it was making sense to her. But, of course, Trump had already checked out a few times, so he wasn't paying no attention to whatever she was talking about. Somebody had to tell him probably what she said. But I think what was happening was Trump was nodding, but I think the Grim Reaper was trying to take his ass down. But Trump, somehow, when he remembered his meme coins and that money involved in it, he snapped out of it real quick. Oh, poor Lord Trump. And she looked absolutely horrified. Because she knew her pappy-in-law was on the verge of a stroke. If that bishop kept cursing at Trump, hitting him with them four-letter words like nice, Eric, his son, had that duh look on his mug as he normally has, and Don Jr. was scratching on his neck and arms like something was going on, and like he was going through the DTs or something. I don't know. But so when they got back to the White House later, yeah, Trump knew the media hounds were going to fuck with his ass about being in a church. First of all, he was salty. And they were asking him questions about what he think about the service, and he asked him, "What you think about it? You were there? What'd you think about it?" Yeah, he was pissed. He didn't know how to act because he didn't like the fact that she didn't call him out. She just told Trump something that he refused to want to hear because, you talking about me being nice, being kind. No, my mission is to put every damn person that speaks Spanish out of this damn country. Unless he works for me, of course. At Mar-a-Lago and my other assets and holdings. Yeah, Trump, he had his coons out there too, dancing the jig, doing the minstrel show, ranging from the Mississippi Valley State Marching Band to Snoop Doggy Dogg and Mr. It's Getting Hot Up in Her, Nelly, and Rick Ross, and a few others. And they did their thing, and now they backpedaling and stuff, trying to justify their actions. They got paid, so they can give a damn less. They can tell you anything, but we all saw what happened. So all of y'all have been stained now because I've said it 1,000 times. They've touched the hem of the garment of this creature called Trump. And now they're cursed. And let me talk about that old shade tree, jackleg, so-called preacher named Lorenzo Sewell, or I should call him Lozo Sewer. This Bojangles minister, he did his thing, tried his best MLK imitation, performing for those good old white folks. And after he was done clicking and clacking his damn taps on the back of his shoes, he put on his cape, went behind the damn doors, and got in front of that damn camera and stuck them paws out for some donations to buy his meme coin. Just like Massa taught him to do. Now, how come every bootlicker in Trump's orbit want to hijack Dr. King's speech like this black grifter and people like Tim Scott? I want to talk about these white people and what they don't give a shit about, and that's your color, boy. They don't give a damn about your character. I want to talk that stuff about the content of your character versus the color of your skin. Use fools. See, when those heels stop clicking and clacking, and your ass is out of character at that point because you ain't performing no more. So they telling you get your ass to hop and shine. Trump just loves it when his African Americans, as he calls them, perform for his ass. He stood behind the good old Rev and swayed back and forth and said to himself, "That's my boy. He better than old Bucky, old Tim Scott." Trump just found his black spiritual advisor to give old Paula White some competition. All like I said, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. But back to my boy Trump. He called the bishop. Now, after she had said things that Trump couldn't identify with, which was being a good person, Trump called her his standby signature word when he don't like women and he don't like the way they act towards him especially black women. This one, she was white. Because really, actually, Trump, one thing I said about him, he's an EO person, equal opportunity. He don't give a damn what your color is if you're female. He gonna try to either choke you or poke you. One of the two. Now, he don't mind calling a female, and he will do it anytime they ruffle his feathers. He called the bishop, "You're nasty." Her tone was nasty, and she's not very smart. He went on about a whole bunch of stuff I didn't even bother to even write down. He went on his usual harangue about all the illegal immigrants who came into our country and killed people. The ones that were deposited from jails, that he should be in right now, of course, and mental institutions, where he should be as well. They're a giant crime wave that no one has seen but him and Don Jr. Whenever Don Jr. is hallucinating on that cane, or anytime he wakes up after looking at Kim Guilfoyle, I think it's his ex-girl now. Who knows with them? And she like somebody from the Addams family anyway. But no, my bad. I shouldn't talk about Morticia like that and give her a bad name. But then, of course, the right-wing media, they started flying out of their castles like flying monkeys. Soon as the word got around that the bishop impugned Trump and, actually said some things in his face that made him feel uncomfortable. It's amazing. You had some media people, especially from Fox and that other place called, I think it's Newsmax. And they went flying around, running around, trying to look for some intelligent Republicans to talk about how President Trump was being ambushed at the church. They couldn't find anybody intelligent, of course, not on the Republican side. So they settled for old former Auburn football coach, now Senator Tommy Tuberville from Alabama, for some words of wisdom. Strike two. But Tuberville, when asked by some clown at Newsmax how he felt about the bishop lecturing Trump directly to his face, old Compone Tuberville snorted and said, "I've been here in this Congress for 4 years, stealing money, of course, and preventing military members last year from getting promotions because he hates trans people and homosexuals in the military. I've been here for 4 years with this clown show." And then again, I'm thinking, you talking about a clown show? Hell, you one of the headliners, but you got your nerve. And I'm like, and for this bishop to do this to President Trump after a weekend of talking about God more than ever, and the mainstream media losing its mind over the executive orders and the January 6th protesters being released. There are some states in our country that I'm not only stunned, astonished, and all those adjectives to describe why some of these states can't produce any rational thinking person to send to Congress, to send to the Senate. We get stuck with the Lauren Boeberts and Margie Taylor Greens and Tommy Tuberville and Matt Gaetz, and it just gets worse. It's the best they can do. Tommy Tuberville knows nothing about being a political person. He was a marginal football coach. And I'm not putting him down because of that, because there's a lot of marginal football coaches throughout history. He happened to be one of them. But this individual gets put into a position of power where he is controlling people's lives, and this is all jacked up. They don't give a damn about passing nothing other than gas from their ass. That's all. And they love to hold hearings. Love to hold hearings about everything. Run their mouth all the time when they're trying to get somebody, trying to nail somebody for something they can't even prove. But when it's time for them to do something for the American people, shit, you can hear a rat piss on cotton. They get so damn silent. But that's them. So then they went from bad to worse. They went and asked James, the Kentucky Colonel, Comer, my man who's running the house down. They asked him for a response to Trump pardoning criminals from January the 6th. Here's what this brilliant orator had to say. The host asked him the question, what did he think about it? Did he condone it? Did he have any issues about the pardons that Trump gave to those January 6th criminals? Comer said, well, here's the difference. President Trump said he was going to do that when he was campaigning. That's all he had. I think we knew that, but did you fail to hear the question she posed to you? But you know, when it comes to them, that don't mean nothing. Well, I mean, I don't even know why we even bother, folks. It's just incredible. And right now, Trump's running around like an idiot on fire, and he's getting his butt busted by some of the courts. He's trying to just implement all these sweeping changes, and he wants to block this, and he wants to kill this, and he wants to terminate this. And people around the world, they're watching us, and they're just shaking their heads like, damn, you mean America has gotten this bad? Well, he's trying to end citizenship of people born on American soil, and he got the nerve to talk about the Native Americans shouldn't be considered as citizens. Where in the hell does he... So the first people that we know of that was in North America, for the most part, were the Indians. Before the Europeans came over. A simple history. But these white people who came from over in Europe and stole a country and don't have the decency to even acknowledge that y'all asses wasn't even first. And everything you've done up to now, you're trying to block all the history from being shown. We all know this. You're trying to hide all the dirt and bury all the bullshit, but it ain't gonna work. Not long term. It's just not gonna work. But right now, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, they're almost on the splits. Hell, Vivek, they didn't boot his Indian ass out the scene. I never forget when what was that? It was Ann Coulter. Straight up told Vivek she liked him and everything, and he's good and he's intelligent, but I couldn't vote for you simply because she didn't say it like this, but she meant it like this. I can't vote for you because I'm a racist and you're Indian. Now, again, she didn't put the racist in there. And I did. But that was my interpretation of that's exactly what she wanted to say, but she couldn't say it on camera. But I can, and I just did. She is another one, the epitome of lily white racism. But I ain't feeling no pain or no angst for Vivek. Well, fuck him. He ended up with a lying little coyote his damn self, and he flip-flopped through the whole campaign and stuff when he thought he gonna become president of what, this country? Bros, we only got one black that made it to the top. You an Indian? Mexicans probably beat you to it, but it might be debatable right now. Might not be too many of them left to run after Trump gets through. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff going on, folks. I didn't want to go through everything that's been happening this week because it is utter madness. But I think probably the next day or so, we'll put together a few things just to get everybody up to snuff, because Trump is on the warpath. But the crazy thing is, and the good thing is, he looks sick. And he knows he about ready to get his ass kicked. And everybody who don't know, now you know. Watch him and keep watching him, because what's happening to him right now is what has been predicted a long time ago. I've said it years ago, and I've said it recently. That man does not know how to run nothing but his mouth. And he's a grifter supreme. He's a president of the United States and constantly stealing, lying, grifting, conning, conniving. When he left his damn people out there in the cold on Inauguration Day, that should have woke all of y'all up. No, the MAGA faithful, they have an unwielding and undenying loyalty to this con artist, this crook. This man was crowing about Trump's initiative that put a halt on some people's jobs this week, and people gonna be losing their jobs and whatnot. And he was just gloating over it, happy as hell. His wife got hired by the VA as a nurse. They were going to pack their shit and head out and get relocated. They had to put the skids to that shit because Trump's initiative screwed her out of a job too. And the next day, after she found out that her job had been vacated, he's on the damn social media crying the blues. Talking about somebody got to do something. My wife just lost her job at the VA and she just got hired. But Trump's initiative that knocked out some other job knocked ours out too. Well, that's what you get, fool. You should have waited before you started gloating. You should have waited at least till she got her first check. Now, y'all trying to figure out what you're going to do. Well, you got just what you deserve. Now, make America great again. Me and Donald the Clown, we're out.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.